Alright, I want to go over a couple other pictures that I actually have for a removing of the heater box in the 2004 Dodge Dakota. This is looking up from the driver's side floor pan. This is the steering column, and these are the 4 nuts that need to be removed to remove the steering column. There's studs that are on the steering column itself, and then also this coupler bolt here. I'll show this in the next picture a little bit more. This is the speedometer cable coming down through here, or not speedometer, shift cable. This is that coupler bolt again. Just remove it out. This is a female pipe that comes from the firewall. There's a male shaft that inserts into that, couples together, so the female side just stays where it is, and the steering column comes away with the male portion. Notice all these harnesses all undone. Lots of harnesses here again. Just unplug everything. This is the gear shift and key ignition of the steering column. This is before it's uninstalled. And here you notice the key that's still in the ignition, because you need to turn that on in order for the gear shift to come down into first gear so you can expose the connection well enough. The battery does not need to be connected in order for this key to engage. There's a mechanical release mechanism somehow that works to release it. So here's the ball joint, and this black piece just slides off of it. Inside here there's a little rubber coupling, and just snaps, pushes on and off. Here's the steering column once it's removed. There's those 4 bolt holes, I guess. And then there's harnesses here and a couple different places that all need to be removed. Here's the little die cast part of the tilt wheel, and remember the plastic cover of that slides forward or towards the rear of the truck, just snaps off. You might want to put tape or something between the steering column and the steering wheel so it doesn't lose its clocking. It's very important. Or just be real careful, don't let anybody touch it while it's sitting there. Here's the dash. It's been tipped back. You can notice that the slots in the bracket is rolled back, both left and right hand side. The only bolts that are still connected are the ones going into the side here, and then the 5 bolts along the top for the which is where the dash connected. So bolt here, bolt there, bolt here, bunch 5 or so across the top, and then 2 in the center down by the center console by the cup holder. This is the right hand side, same thing with that slot. It works really well. It's a good design. And then this is the antenna. Wire needs to be disconnected. Here's the heater box then. And the only 2 fasteners on the inside are these 2 right here. Otherwise the 4 fasteners are from the firewall side. They're nuts. Again, you might be able to leave the dash in place while you remove the heater box. Be very close. We didn't know how many more bolts there was to get at, and if there's any underneath here, underneath the box, we would not have been able to get to them just because everything else is in the way. But because there's only 2 on the top side, you might have been able to do it. You could certainly try it before. It would save you from unplugging the fuse block on the left hand side if you did that. And here's the heater box the way we did it. This is the down by the center console down here, and this is the airbag connector. All the yellow ones are airbags, and there's 2 bolts that go right into here. So this metal frame here is all part of the dash, just rolls down. Here's a temperature probe for the AC evaporator, and it's got a wire that plugs and plunges into the core. So again, here's the 2 bolts from the inside. Otherwise, everything's from the firewall side. and then it was fully removed. So these connectors you maybe wouldn't have to take out if you didn't take the dash out. Here's the studs for the steering column. Here's the piece bolts across the top to hold it in place. And then you can see here's the locations for the studs. This is where the drain runs through, I think. Here's where the evaporator pushes through. Here's where the heater lines push through. I think there's another nut in the back side, or another hole over here that you can't see, somewhere over here. I had a fan in there because my firewall to the floor had a big hole in it, and road water was up in there, soaked my driver's side. Then here's a dash sitting in the bed of the truck. You can see the metal frame going all the way across it, and a bunch of harnesses. So majority of the harnesses are on the driver's side. There's a few in the middle for the radio, and obviously, and then a few on the right-hand side. Joey.